Hi, in this video I want to talk to you about what it is that defines a gentleman, or rather what it is that defines you to be a gentleman. What is it that in your mind you think about when you think about being a gentleman, if that is something that you aspire to be? Do you think about perhaps the clothing or the other accoutrements that come with what one thinks is the lifestyle of a gentleman? Do you perhaps think about the behavior that a gentleman ought to have? Or do you think about perhaps the way a gentleman looks on the inside? What is the character of a gentleman? Do you think perhaps those three things are all that's involved in being a gentleman? Or perhaps there's another aspect, what I like to call the physical aspect of being a gentleman. That is, what does your body look like? And perhaps it's all of those things put together. And perhaps there are even more aspects that I'm not touching upon in this video. But I like to think of it as layers. Layers that you can peel back until you get to the very core of something. And why don't we look at it from the core outward to help give you a better idea of what's involved in this being a gentleman business, if you will. Although it's not really a business, it's more of a lifestyle choice or a way of living. I think at the very core of you has to be a desire to be a better person. And that desire is then reflected outward in the other qualities that make up the characteristic or the description of being a gentleman. And so your character is deeply involved. It is at the crux of your way of living as a gentleman, if you will. And I touched upon the character in the other video, in my previous video called Respect and Discrimination, and I encourage you to watch that video as well. And I'll probably talk about character itself, as in what it is, and how you can figure out what your character is, and how you can start to change it if there are things to be changed, or how you can change yourself in a future video. So there's that character at the crux. There's your character at the crux of your person, of your identity. And then as you start to go outward from that character, you then have your body. And your body, it is, of course, my opinion since I'm the one making this video, but I believe your body to be as important to your being a gentleman as your character. Some people would say, well, that's foolish. You shouldn't be concerned with appearances. But let's face it, everybody judges by appearances. Not only that, if you don't take care of your body, the older you get, the worse you're going to look, and the worse your body's going to function. And since you only have one body in this world, at least in one lifetime, then it behooves you to take care of it. It's not like you can change bodies as you change clothes. Perhaps at some point in the future we'll get to that. We'll get to that state, but I doubt it. I doubt it. So for now, you only have one body, and you need to take care of it. And that involves exercise. Regular exercise, and also healthy eating habits. Now when it comes to eating habits and exercise, some people tend to err on the side of not doing too much of either. as in not exercising at all and eating unhealthy. And some people tend to get fanatical about these things. And neither extreme is right. And so you have to exercise, but not fanatically. And you have to eat right, but you shouldn't feel superior to other people when you do, because everybody gets to make choices in life. And so some people choose to eat right, some people choose to not eat right, and that's fine. Everybody gets to make choices, and they get to live with the consequences afterward. So that's my stance on the body. And of course, you know me, I also make bodybuilding videos, and I love lifting weights and going to the gym and keeping my body in shape. You choose whatever sport you want to practice, as long as you take care of your body and you exercise right and you eat right. So now that we've covered the body, we're going to continue to go outward from the body. We're going to start looking at clothes. Now you may say clothes are not important. Clothes do not make the man, but they do. But they do. If you're perhaps living in the States and you're watching this, and you're very accustomed to people going to the store or to the mall in their pajamas even, you may not think that appearances matter, because everybody's dressed pretty sloppily, except when they go to the office and then they put on a suit that probably is ill-fitting and who knows what. And the shirt isn't ironed right, and maybe the cuffs are a little dirty, and whatever. But the point is, appearances do matter. And so when it comes to clothes, you have to wear clothes that fit your body properly. And you have to wear clean clothes. And you have to wear clothes that, when you look at yourself in the mirror, you feel good about yourself, because they fit you right, they're clean, they're well pressed, and they add that extra layer of confidence, and of what's the word I'm looking for? A little extra note of happiness to your day. That's what your clothes should give you. And if they're not giving you that, perhaps you need to start reevaluating your wardrobe. Right. I'm going to say more about clothes in future videos, but that's my stance on it, in as far as this video about being a gentleman is concerned. And now if we go outward from the clothes, we're going to look at behavior, or rather what other people see when they look at you, moving, talking, acting. Hopefully not acting, or pretending rather, when you're outside. Hopefully you're being real and you're being yourself and not putting on masks. And then when you're by yourself, you behave differently. So the idea is to be yourself. And as long as yourself is nice, is good, then you can show it off confidently. And perhaps if you're feeling ashamed when you show yourself, or to show yourself, then you need to start looking inward again and looking at your character and figuring out what things about yourself you're not comfortable with, and what things you need to change, and or simply accept, as the case may be. And I touched upon behavior in my other video, again, the one on respect and discrimination. And I don't want to repeat myself, so I encourage you to watch that video as well. But let's just, for now, think about these 4 characteristics, or these 4 things that come into play when it comes to being a gentleman, or rather when it comes to even being a man, a person, a decent human being on this planet, right? You've got your character, which stands at the crux of everything that you are. It is at the root of you. It is you. It is who you choose to be as a being, as a sentient being on this planet of ours, in this dimension, in this reality, however you want to perceive life. Your character is what you are, right? So that's the first thing you've got to look at. The second thing is your body. If you don't take care of it, then it's going to look bad. It's going to function poorly. And it's not going to give you the enjoyment of life that other people who do take care of their bodies have. And one more thing, when it comes to the body, no matter how expensive your clothes, no matter how expensive your other gadgets may be, your cars, your house, your jewelry, your possessions, if you have a poor looking body, it's just going to detract from everything else. It's going to detract from everything else in your eyes, and it's going to detract from everything else that you are in everybody else's eyes. So just make sure your body is in good shape, your posture is good, and everything's functioning the way it should be. And then third thing is your clothes. So make sure that what you wear fits you, makes you feel confident, makes you feel happier when you wear it, is comfortable for your way of life, is of good quality, and is clean and well pressed. And then finally, for the purposes of this video, you have your behavior, which is your outward appearance. Your appearance, basically, is what other people see when they look at you walking around and talking, and the way you're behaving. So all of these four things have to be working together for the purpose of you being a gentleman. If that is something that, again, you aspire to be. If that's not something you aspire to be, that's fine. But just keep in mind that these four things apply to whatever you want to be in life. And they all have to be working together so that you can actually function as that thing, that goal that you want to be, in order for you to achieve it. So that's what I wanted to talk to you about in this video. I hope that it's been helpful to you, and I hope that you'll take a few minutes at least and just start thinking about these four things and see where you may need improvement, or see if there are any things that you need to change, and so on. Alright. Thanks for watching. See you next time.